Mark Harmon was born on September 2, 1951, in Burbank, California, into a family where excellence was simply the norm. His father, Tom Harmon, was not just a football star, but a national icon, while his mother, Elise Knox, brought grace and artistic influence from her acting and fashion career. Growing up in such a household meant that discipline and creativity were equally valued. Mark absorbed both worlds naturally, learning early on that success required commitment and humility. Alongside his sisters, he experienced a life that blended public attention with private expectations. Despite the spotlight surrounding his family, his upbringing remained grounded, shaping his character in lasting ways. These early influences would later define how he approached both his career and personal life, always striving for balance between ambition and authenticity. From football fields to acting dreams before becoming a familiar face on television, Mark initially pursued athletics, following closely in his father's footsteps. At UCLA, he played quarterback, earning respect for his leadership and composure under pressure. Football taught him discipline, teamwork, and resilience, qualities that would later serve him well in a completely different arena. After graduating with a degree in communications, he briefly considered more conventional career paths like law or advertising. Yet something kept pulling him towards storytelling and performance. Acting became a natural extension of his curiosity and desire to connect with people. Slowly, he began studying the craft and taking small roles, testing his abilities and building confidence. This transition wasn't immediate or easy, but it reflected his willingness to take risks and redefine his path when something deeper called to him. Building a name in television. Mark's early acting years were marked by persistence and steady growth. He appeared in various television series throughout the 1970s and 1980s, gradually earning recognition for his presence and reliability. Shows like Emergency, Policewoman, and The Love Boat gave him valuable experience and exposure. However, it was his role in the medical drama St. Elsewhere that truly changed everything. Playing a complex and charismatic doctor, he captured both audience attention and critical praise. This role didn't just elevate his career, it established him as a leading man, capable of depth and nuance. Recognition soon followed, including being named one of the most attractive men in Hollywood at the time. Yet, even as his popularity grew, Mark remained focused on improving his craft rather than relying solely on his image, film work, and professional growth. While television remained his stronghold, Mark also explored film opportunities, appearing in projects like Summer School and The Presidio. Though these films achieved moderate success, they helped broaden his experience and showcase his versatility. He demonstrated an ability to shift between light-hearted roles and more serious characters, proving he wasn't confined to one type of performance. Still, it became clear that television offered him the most consistent and meaningful opportunities. Over time, he earned a reputation as someone who brought professionalism and quiet intensity to every project. Directors and co-stars valued his work ethic and collaborative spirit. Rather than chasing fame, Mark focused on longevity, choosing roles that allowed him to grow as an actor while maintaining a steady and respected presence in the industry. The defining role of his career. The turning point in Mark Harmon's career came with his role as Leroy Jethro Gibbs in NCIS. Debuting in 2003, the show quickly became a major success, with Mark at its emotional core. His portrayal of Gibbs, a disciplined, thoughtful, and deeply principled leader, resonated with audiences across generations. The character's quiet strength and moral clarity gave the show a unique identity. Over nearly 2 decades, Mark didn't just act in the series, he helped shape it behind the scenes as an executive producer. His leadership extended beyond the screen, influencing the tone and direction of the show. NCIS became one of the longest-running and most successful television series in history, and Mark's contribution to its legacy remains undeniable. It was a role that defined not just his career, but his place in television history. Expanding into production and storytelling. As his career matured, Mark began exploring opportunities beyond acting. He launched his own production company, taking on projects that expanded established franchises and introduced new narratives. His work behind the scenes demonstrated a deep understanding of storytelling and audience engagement. He played a key role in developing spin-offs and adapting popular literary works for television, showing a keen eye for compelling material. These efforts reflected his evolution from performer to creative leader. He wasn't content with simply appearing on screen. He wanted to shape the stories being told. His transition into producing allowed him to influence projects from the ground up, ensuring quality and consistency. This phase of his career highlighted his versatility and commitment to the craft of storytelling in all its forms. Breaking silence with compassion. After many years of silence, Mark Harmon eventually shared his perspective on his sister's marriage to Ricky Nelson. His reflections were not about revealing secrets, but about offering understanding and humanity to a story often misunderstood. He spoke with empathy, acknowledging both the love and the struggles that defined their relationship. Rather than focusing on sensational details, he emphasized the emotional complexities and the toll that fame can take on personal lives. His words painted a picture of two people who cared deeply for each other, but faced challenges that proved difficult to overcome. By choosing to speak thoughtfully and respectfully, Mark honored their memory while shedding light on the realities behind public personas. His honesty added depth to a narrative long shaped by speculation. Legacy of strength and integrity. Mark Harmon's journey is one defined by consistency, integrity, and quiet strength. From his early days as an athlete to his rise as a respected actor and producer, he has remained true to his values. His willingness to evolve, take on new challenges, and protect what matters most has set him apart in an industry often driven by constant change. Beyond his professional achievements, his legacy lies in how he has conducted himself with humility, dedication, and respect for others. Whether on screen, behind the scenes, or in his personal life, he has demonstrated that success doesn't require sacrificing authenticity. By sharing his story and at times his silence, Mark has shown that strength often comes from restraint and reflection. His life continues to inspire, not through spectacle, but through substance.